everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Myra Lorraine. Thank you all for stopping in. I have something that I have been waiting to show you guys for quite some time. I've been seeing it all over the YouTube network of community sewists, and I've been wanting to do it too. The reason that I haven't done it in a while is because I don't have a lot of gadgets. I'm a basics kind of girl, so when I get used to something or one thing, I usually hang on to that one thing forever and ever, and I just use it until someone either comes up and tells me or shows me something new and exciting. Then I may jump on the bandwagon. So you already saw the title, so you know this is going to be about my favorite sewing tools. So let's just jump right in and get started. I think I have everything here for me, and because I didn't research some of the things I've had for a while as far as pricing and if they're still available, I'll put that information up on the screen for you so that you'll know whether or not it is available and what the pricing was. So first up is my trusty friction pins. Now, a lot of you have probably already know about these, but I just learned about them, I think it was last year, and oh my gosh, do I love them. I have my little pack here that I'm wrestling with here. It's kind of what they look like. I'll put a better picture up here so that you can see them. But I love these little pins. Oh my gosh, they are amazing. Not only are they great for just writing when I'm actually in my studio and I'm having to write something down, and I'll show you. It's an ink pen, and I think it's a gel pen, and it does, as you see, can you focus on that? It does write just like a normal ink pen, but it erases, which is the coolest thing ever. Okay, come on, why are you not focusing? Oh my goodness, I can't believe my camera is going to do this to me right now. Okay, finally she's focused. But as you see, I erased it. I mean, I just erased it right off. Actually, let me see if I can get it up here where it can erase with you, where you can see it. But it erases really nicely. I mean, nicely and completely too. So there's absolutely nothing there. Absolutely nothing. I love these little pins. Now, the other best part, which I'm going to have to show you here in this video, why I love them, is because you can you can actually make marks on fabric, which a lot of times I do for dots, or for, you have those little circles that you want to make on transfer from the pattern. I use this for that, and I love it because, as you can see in this little video clip here, you put it on fabric, it irons right off. Of course, you'll have to test it on fabrics, especially if you're using some expensive fabrics like silk. I've not tested it on that yet, but the iron completely removes it, and I love that. I love it so much because, I've had a problem with things, me marking with chalk and it just erasing and not being able to have my mark when I need it. So that brings me into the next item, because as you can see with the color range, I have one missing because I used it up. I use these a lot. As a color range, it's all, nicely colors here. I think there was another color of blue here, or purple in between there, but yeah, it was a purple one, and it's all gone now. But the color range is really nice. However, if you have a dark fabric like a black, then that's a problem because they don't work too good on the darker colors. This comes into my next piece. My next piece, which is called the Ultimate Marking Pen, and I'll just put a picture up here of it because I don't have any new ones. Mine are all either broken or been used, and like this one, the tip is gone from it because I've used it up. But I love this little thing, and I featured it in a video, and I'll pop that video up here a while ago, where you actually, it looks like a chalk mark when you put it on your fabric, especially dark color fabrics. That's where I use it most. And it, like the friction pen, just wipes away with the iron. I mean, it's the best thing. So I have my little white chalk marks. They stay there until I get ready to remove them with an iron. And I've never had a problem with it. Love, love, love these things. So, okay, let's move on to the next piece because I didn't want to make this video really, really long. But I have to show you in this little clip, it's a huge box that I have. And it's of what I call pattern tracing paper, because you guys who follow me, you know I like to self-draft my own patterns sometimes, and so I need paper to do that. And I was buying it by the rolls, the pattern paper, and it sent me out to search to see if I can find an alternative that was a little bit cheaper, and I did. I found it on Amazon, and they call it examining room paper, I think it is. You'll see it on the clip. But I got a huge box of 12 rolls, as you see, I showed you in the box. 12 rolls, and oh my gosh, it's a lot. I'll put the information on the screen, as I mentioned earlier in this video. But this is a full roll that I just took out. I wanted you guys to see. It's pretty thick. I haven't gone through the first roll that I took out of there yet. And I bought this last year. I'm still using the first roll. So I'll have this for a very long time. And that price was so economical, you can't beat it. I know it's used for something else, but it works perfectly for me for that. And so far, I haven't had any pieces that were so big, bigger than this, which I think is 21 inches wide. Actually, I have a ruler here. Let me measure it, and I will tell you. I believe that's what it was. Yes, it's 21 inches wide. And I've not so far had a, hold that thought. Okay, what I was saying before I got interrupted was I've not had any pattern pieces that were so large that I had to tape two of these together. Not yet. And I'm sure at some point I probably will, but I don't have a problem with that to make it wide enough. But the 21 inches has been wide enough for me to use so far, so I've not had a problem with this paper. And it is really nice. Let me see if I can open this and show it to you. For those of you who actually use tracing paper, it's pretty see-through. I don't know if you can see through that. But I can actually see, here, let me see if I can put something up there. I can actually see through it to do my sketching or anything, or tracing or anything of that nature. So you can see it's pretty good paper. It's really nice. It works perfectly if that's what you want to use it for. So that is the tool that one of my tools that I absolutely love. And again, as I stated, I will put links to all of these things if they're still available down in the description box below. So let's move on to my next favorite tool, is this little thing here. And I just got this last year because I was having a problem keeping my sewing area clean. And those of you who sew and have a sewing room, or if you don't have a sewing room, you sew like I used to in your dining room, on your dining room table, you know you get those little things all around, the fuzzies from the fabric, you get the threads, everything. So I wanted a way to quick clean that up without having to pull out my trusty big huge vacuum cleaner, but I didn't want to spend a lot of money yet. So I got this little thing here, and I happened to see it, you see that, on Amazon. And you know, it's relatively cheap, so what the heck, I'd give it a try. And it's just this little portable mini vacuum cleaner, vacuum. And this is what it looks like. You can see that. And it has a lot of power to it. It actually starts us, so I don't know if you can hear that. And it has, there you go. And it has a lot of power. I'll actually show you a little video clip I did for you guys to show you how I use it. But after I finish a project, and my serger especially, it gets really, really bad. So that's where this comes in handy for my serger. I actually go in there and I clean it out, just the quick area around it and around the table that my serger is on, just real quick before I do my next project. So it's not so clunky and clogged up with a lot of threads and fuzz from the fabric. But this little thing has been a lifesaver. The only thing with this one though is when I take my serger apart to do the full cleaning of it, you know, because the pieces, this is a round, I don't know if you can see that, it's just a little round thing like that. There we go. It's just a little round circle with a brush on it. It did come with another attachment. Let me see if I can open this up for you. It came with a USB cord for charging and a brush to help clean out your machine. And it came with, I think that's it. It had one other little piece that's not in here. Let me see what that is. I don't know why I can't find it. It's not, oh yeah, there it is. It came with one other little piece that you can switch out, and it's this little flat piece right here. There we go. And I've not used this yet, but this will be really nice for getting in those crevices. That's the only problem that I have with this sometimes, is that happens. And it comes apart really easy for you to clean the dust part out. Mine, you can see, it's pretty much clean. And there's a filter here that just actually comes out. It pops out, and you got an extra filter in there too. I have a second filter, but I just clean this one off, and when it's full of dust or anything like that, and then I put it back in there. And just pop this back on and you're ready to go. It works really nicely. So again, like I said, I'll put the link to this down below as well. But this is another one of my favorite tools that I absolutely love. At some point, I might get a larger, heavy-duty hand vac for that purpose. But for right now, this little bitty thing stays in my drawer, and it's ready to go whenever I am. Okay, so next are my rulers. Oh my gosh. As a person who is drafting her patterns and, you know, doing all that stuff that she really enjoys doing, you gotta have some rulers. And let me tell you, I do have some rulers here. I have quite a few. But my favorite ones out of there are these two. They get, actually three, they get the most use. And that's this one that I think everyone have. It's an 18-inch ruler. Love this thing. I'm probably gonna have to replace it because I have a couple of little nicks on here where I was using my rotary cutter and I clipped into this a little too much. But I use this thing all the time, and you may have seen it in some of my videos when I was showing you guys some of the stuff that I do when I'm drafting. You probably saw this one in there. And this second one I use so much, and you hear me talk about it on my video, and you see me use it a lot on my video as well. And that's this little French curve. It's just a tiny little bitty thing, and it's out of cardstock actually. I use this is probably my third one that I've printed off, but I print it off on my computer onto cardstock. And because I use it so much, it gets marked up, I get it bent up, and sometimes I cut into it. So, but I got this a couple of years ago, I think, and I don't know if you can see that. See if I can block me out. There you go. But hopefully that's not backwards. But it is, I got it from Sew to Fit website. She was actually, at that time, I don't know if she still has it, but she had a free download for this French curve, and I've been using it ever since. Love this, love, love, love it, and I will continue to use it. But my third favorite of the rulers is this one that I just got. I just purchased it because I was using this in a video I was showing you guys, and I knew I needed a curve, but I needed to put a 1/2 inch seam allowance on the curve, and I didn't have that. And I saw this and fell in love with it. Oh my gosh. And it came from the Stitch Buzz shop, and I'll put that information up here, but it's from Stitch Buzz. Yes, Stitch Buzz. And I love this little thing. I just got it, so I haven't had an opportunity to use it yet, but this is a 1/2 inch. It has a 1/2 inch on here, so this will help me to get that 1/2 inch seam allowance on a curve. Before that, I was using this, and I have to do the little tick, tick, tick to go around to actually get that 1/2 inch. But now it's going to be a lot easier with this. And I know I'm going to use this a lot. I love this. Claire Cochran is, and I hope I pronounced her name correctly, she's the owner, and she has a lot of great little sewing gadgets out there on her website. So I'll have a link to her, I think it's her website too for this. But those are my tools. Oh, I have one more for you. I just looked at my notes and I almost forgot. This is another, oh my gosh, I love this thing. I got it last year. I took a picture of it and I'll post that picture here. I love this board. It's a dual board. It's a cork board on one side and a white board on the other side. Does not come with the lines like you see up here. I actually put those lines on there myself with some tape. It's some of my oh, what do I call that, drafting tape, when I'm actually drafting a pattern on my dress form Sally. I used the little skinny tapes and I made those lines up there for myself. But it's just plain whiteboard. It came with a couple of magnets that you have on there. Some of the big magnets you see below, those are just mine. But I love this thing. As you see, it's packed. The cork side is packed with all of my, that's my mood board. So it has all of my inspirations that I'm looking forward to doing at some point in the future. And I change them up. Once I get them done, once I've made something that's on my mood board, I actually take it down and make room for other things to go up, inspirations to go up there. But I love this thing and it stays there. I have an eraser, I have, and I do write my projects up there. At the time I took this picture for you, I had just completed all of my projects that I had scheduled for myself, so it's time for me to re-upload that. And maybe sometime I'll show you guys in the future. I actually have a digital planner and I use that planner and it's with me, whether it's on my phone, my iPad, I have it with me at all times and it carries everything. So I'll update this board with that information. But these are the tools that I absolutely love using and work with all the time. There is nothing that I have shown you that has not gotten used when I'm in my sewing room. I mean, they all get wonderful use. And this one with the rulers I have to show you, this is a big L. You guys are probably saying this is actually a carpenter's L. And I bought it by mistake because I actually thought that it was a smaller than it is. But I didn't want to send it back because it was only $18 and I thought I'm going to use it, and I have. I have used this because it gives me that exact shape that I really need, an L4, to make sure that it's balanced on all the sides. So I kept it. I just have to have a good place to store it, and I do. I store it in my closet. But, and the other rulers are just ones that you normally would have. Here's another French curve that I have. It's going to be a little hard to see, but that's a bigger one. And then I have this hip curve as well. And all of these rulers get used, not as much as the two, not as much as these three favorites here that I showed you. And then of course I have the trusty yardstick, and I have a tape measure as well. But these are the three that get used the most, and I mean the most. So that's it, you guys, for my favorite sewing tools, and I hope you enjoy it and maybe find something that you might like. If you have any questions about it, please feel free to reach out to me and ask me about it, and I hopefully will have an answer for you. So that's it, you guys. I have more coming up for you. I've been doing a lot of sewing. Can't wait to show you guys some of the stuff that I've been working on. And I'll see you again soon. You all take care, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now. Happy sewing.